Right. Hello. You are listening to Andrew Kilgour from Fine Staff Executive. I'm the manager of Fine Staff Executive. I'm based here in the Gold Coast. And the gentleman on the other side of the screen is
Sergio Ferreira. I am an executive search consultant with Fine Staff, based in WA, and happy to be facilitating this with Andrew. So yeah.
So this video is about the Ikigai Wheel process that you are somewhat interested in, because that's why you're receiving this video. The process for us, in terms of how it came about, I've had some experience facilitating the Ikigai Wheel process in recent years, and Sergio and I were having some conversations with some individuals who were interested in making a move or interested in new opportunities, and we were curious about whether we felt there was a gap in the market to spend some more time with the individual, helping them clarify what exactly it is they really want to do next. And we started facilitating the Ikigai Wheel process because we felt that was a really useful framework to help people have a deeper lens on who they are as an individual in terms of their holistically across their life, but also strong connotations and strong applicability to their professional life and their potential next career move. And so that's kind of what it was born out of. And we feel it has. Sergio and I have had our wheels done, and we feel it's a really it is a really beneficial process. Obviously, depends the extent to which someone's interested in. But what I want to do is just dive into the wheel now and explain a bit more about the process itself and how it works. All right. Can you see that, Sergio?
Yes.
All right. So just as an overview, Ikigai is a Japanese concept which means reason for being, and so this is a concept which is out there in the world already. There's a book about it. It's very Googleable. Um, we we use this process to basically facilitate a process with an individual whereby we end up landing your answers to these questions, and so the process to date typically takes between 2 or 3 sessions. Each session goes for around about an hour or so. They're not all the same, but that's pretty much how it's been working to date. And we do it via Teams with Sergio and I. The process itself, how we go about it is we start from the outside and work our way in. So essentially, we a process of reverse engineering. So we would start with one of the outside petals first. So, for example, we would say, right, we're going to start with what you love, and we're just going to answer the question of what you love. We kind of pass you the microphone. We keep quiet, and off you go, and you just start sharing openly and freely about what you love. You go wherever it takes you, and you let us know. You come to a point essentially where you feel like you go. I think that's about. You have the first wave, if you like, the first offering that comes out of your mouth. And Sergio and I are taking notes and listening intently for things that we feel are, that sort of popped for us on our side of it, things we want to investigate or unpack further. But we continue that process. We might do a second or a third wave because we're getting deeper into your answers, and we're getting closer to essentially the truth of what you love. And what we end up with, and this is the case for every single element of the wheel, but we end up with an encapsulating statement, which is the keyhole, if you like, to everything that you've said that you love. There's an encapsulating statement which unifies and encapsulates what you love, and it can be a short or a long sentence. Every wheel is different, every individual is different, but we always get there where we land a statement. That statement, if you like, is the suitcase. It's the statement on the suitcase. If you open the suitcase, all the things that you love kind of come out from there. It essentially unifies and encapsulates what you love. We keep going till we get to a point with that statement where you say, "Don't touch it," where you just look at it and you go, "Yeah, that is what I love." We haven't had a situation yet where, with any of the elements of the wheel, where what we end up with is what someone thought the answer would be, because the answer is, let's say, it's buried under the process. We have to mine it That's what this space offers. It offers a free space for people to share and get uh, get into the archives, if you like, and dig out the truth of what you love at this particular point in your life. And then we repeat that process for the remaining outside petals. So we do one at a time. Once we have the outside four, we essentially have the answers to the rest. Because when we go into the inner four petals, for example, your passion, your mission, your vocation, and your profession. If I just look at mission for an example, the way we answer the question of what is your mission is we look at what you love and what the world needs, and we look for the unique combination that unifies those two. So there'll be a unique combination, a way in which those two statements combine. And so rather than asking you what is your mission, we actually don't have any words in there. We just look at what you love and what the world needs, and we see how they unify. The way in which they unify is essentially your mission according to the Ikigai Wheel process. We repeat that for the inside four petals, and then once we have those, then we focus on your Ikigai, which is your reason for being. And so essentially your reason for being is the ocean that feeds all these other rivers, but how we get there is we start from the outside and work our way in. So we reverse engineer it. Like I say, the answers that you will have, the encapsulating statements will be a pleasant surprise for you, and fairly big statement, but I would say it certainly has the power to be life changing. It really depends on what you want to do when you're staring at, as someone else called it, me on a page. It really depends what you want to do post the landing of your Ikigai wheel. But that's essentially it's not just the process. Sergio and I are here to help assist with possible next steps. Now that has obviously obvious connotations for career and your professional move, or your next professional move, but essentially people that we talk to that are interested in this want to know their answers to the wheel before they look at actually making the next move, because it's a process which brings a lot of clarity, and it's a very interesting process where people like I say, can be really pleasantly surprised with the answers that this process returns. And therefore from that position, the next move they make, or how they go about that move, or what else they do in their life in terms of what else the wheel can activate in terms of your passion and your mission, very different from where they were before we started the process. And so this is a process for people that really want to just pause and take some more time with themselves before they make that all important move, and are really interested in seeing themselves or seeing themselves through the lens of the Ikigai wheel. Sergio and I have done the process ourselves as well, and yeah, very, very powerful, very interesting process, very enjoyable as well, and can be challenging at times, but in a really beautiful way, because we're trying to answer some really important questions here, but at the same time, a relaxed, comfortable, safe environment is the best way to get those, and that's what we create with this process. Sergio, what are your thoughts? Your thoughts and comments about the wheel and the process and the kind of value it can bring?
Yep. So most of what you said, I think it's like a bit of an adventure of yourself. Like you peel multiple layers to really get to like the deepness of what you truly are. That's the power of it. Unlocks like so many different doors that you didn't know could be opened. You find a lot of potential in yourself, and you activate things that you didn't know were there. So definitely a very call it a challenging adventure, but a very comfortable and just a really like lovely process to do it. So happy we both did it. And aside from that, yeah, I mean, everyone has defined what's powerful about it as well. There's a common theme, but everyone's got their own sort of you know um, power moments that it just brings out of them. So yeah, I would say that's what I found was powerful, and then obviously doing other people's Ikigai wheels as well. It's been just different things from it, but yeah, that's it
All right, yeah,
for me.
thank you,
Yeah,
Serge. So
awesome. Thanks, Andrew.
Yeah, so if you're interested in learning more about this, please let us know.
Yeah.
Again, it's really from our side, obviously, from recruitment executive search, we go through the process with individuals about, what are you looking to do next? What do you enjoy doing? What do you think you want to, just those normal questions that you would be asked. What we've found is that asking those questions post the Ikigai Wheel, the answers are essentially different because people have got their Ikigai Wheel landed, and so the next move people make essentially can be very different, even if it's in a similar direction. They've got a lot more clarity about their value add, what it is they want to do, why they want to do that. Maybe people want to activate their vocation more in that time in their life than they do their profession, or they move forward with their professional career, but they actually want to do something else in their life that's related to their mission. So that's why we really like it, because it isn't just about your profession or what you can be paid for. That's in there, of course, but all the other pieces are extremely important. And so, for example, someone might have their clarity on their profession, which is a mix of what they're good at and what they can be paid for. Very interesting to see. Oh, my profession is this. It isn't a job title. It isn't a job description. That's my profession, and so that can really help people hone in on where they can add the most value to the marketplace and the business community,
Yes.
where they're unifying what they can be paid for and what they're good at. And well, with the vocation, it's something people can be paid for, but it's actually where they're directly contributing to what the world needs, and so it can have this total other completely different um, uh, level of reward and satisfaction to it. That because not everybody is working in a profession that they feel necessarily directly contributes to what they feel the world needs. Some are, but some aren't. But that's an area of life that can really be quite fulfilling. And so again, that's something that can get clarified through this process, as well as other key really important things like what is your passion. People say, oh, I'm passionate about this and that, but again, getting that encapsulating statement about your passion that's like, no, that's it. Same with the mission, and also your core reason for being, which is essentially um, yeah, it's your reason for being. It's very, very powerful, very, very powerful to see that in a statement, in a sentence. And so that's what this process offers. We always get there, and we keep going until you're happy with the answers, because it's your answers. But yeah, we really enjoy facilitating it, and if you are interested in learning more about it, please let us know. All right, bye
Thanks,
for now.
Andrew. Bye.
Thanks, Edge.